Welcome to Let's Talk Business Transformation. Mobile is no longer just a channel. For many businesses, it is the business. From how customers discover brands to how they buy, engage, and stay loyal, mobile apps are at the center of the experience. To unpack what this means for organizations today, Marius Ropota, Digital Engineering Practice Director, shares insights on the pillars of successful mobile apps and explains why treating mobile as a strategic capability, not just a channel, sets leaders apart. Let's get started.
Marius, welcome. I'm so excited to have you on the show today. And before we dive into the big digital transformation and mobile strategy type topics, I wanted to start with a few questions about how you interact with the mobile world in your everyday life. So it's always fun to see how experts actually use their phones in their everyday world. So thinking back to when the App Store first started and you first started downloading mobile apps, what was the first mobile app you ever downloaded?
Whoa, thank you for having me here. A very good question. I would say that my first mobile phone that was smart enough to support custom installation was a Windows mobile phone. I was looking for a custom application to connect to email. Servers different than Microsoft Exchange, something like IMAP POP3. Then I moved to Android and iOS phones, and then the first application I installed on these, let's say, devices that we have in our days, it was a flashlight app actually.
Okay.
And back in the days, the flashlight app, if I remember correctly, was done with a screen, right? So not with a camera. Then I think after that I moved to games, Angry Birds being the first one. For testing purpose only, I was just comparing how it is versus the old PC games called Worms 2, if you remember, or if you try to experience it.
Of course.
So those will be the first ones, I think.
It's amazing in those early days how much we were captivated by just the simple actions on mobile. So thinking about your use of your phone, did you check your phone before this recording today?
I think even a few seconds ago, yes. And it's like a habit. I think it's a habit.
I think we're all stuck looking at it all the time. So if there's one app that you couldn't live without, which app would that be?
Oh, I think there will be several of them. One of them is the mobile the banking app. Actually, it's a good example of how a great application should be secure, fast, invisible, in the terms that you don't have to fight with this application in order to use it. At least my banking app is. It's basically you need to. The application should work without too much hassle. Another apps will be the instant messaging apps. I know that is very Teams, WhatsApp. I know it sounds very work brain, but when you're coordinating delivery across North America, Europe, APAC, sometimes all in the same day, it's a lifeline. So this is very important for me. And another one that I'm using every day, it's Waze or Google Maps to solve the traffic issues.
Yeah, I think we have an entire generation that I don't think can even get anywhere without Google Maps. So inseparable from all of our lives. When you think about a mobile feature that just instantly frustrates you when it doesn't work, talking about that kind of seamless piece, right? When you look at the flip side of it, what's something that instantly frustrates you when it doesn't work?
I think notifications, push notifications, and especially, for instance, I think all of us experienced applications where push notification came late in time. Basically, it throws everything off. And as someone who built mobile application, I know exactly how tricky it is to get this push notification working right across both iOS and Android. It's one of the things that users take them completely for granted until it fails. When that's the moment when it's the end of the world. And it's I think push notification.
So when you think about the future of mobile, right? We've talked a little bit about it, but in one word, how would you describe the future of mobile?
Personal. Everything it's moving towards experiences that adapt to you. your habits, your contexts, your location, even the time of the day. Mobile is basically the only platform that literally lives with you in your pocket, next to you. As I said, I have my phone next to me right now. It's mobile phone knows exactly where you are, how you move, what you need next. I think that level of intimacy between technology and the consumer, the user, is something no other platform can match. And from a development perspective, it means we're not going to build uh, apps anymore. We're building relationships between brands and people.
So let's zoom out a little bit and let's actually truly talk about the big picture and how mobile apps are shaping business strategy and really what digital transformation is going to look like. So, mobile acceleration and adoption just continues to accelerate. But what are some major trends that you're seeing that customers interact with brands on a day-to-day basis, especially in that mobile space?
I think it's what changed is not just adoption, right? It's expectations. Customers expect. They don't see channels anymore. They might discover you on social media, compare things related to you on desktop, purchase in applications, and expect support via a chat application. All this should be connected seamlessly. So, in my opinion, three major shifts are shaping interaction today between what I just mentioned. First, people expect instant everything. It's not just I don't know, a thing related to that is specific for the new generation, but in general, because of the evolvement of technology, people expect this instant everything, instant load times, instant support, instant checkout. If your application takes more than I don't know, a couple of seconds to respond, you already lost the customer. Second is the line between physical and digital. Think about the scan and go in retail market, mobile check-in for hotels, for airports, or ordering ahead at a restaurant, a coffee shop, right? Mobile basically becomes the bridge between these two worlds. And the third one is it's a common word in these days, AI powered personalization. Users don't just use an app, right? They want to use their app, an application that adapts to how they behave. As I was saying earlier, my mobile my banking application, in my opinion, is my banking application.
Yeah.
The brands that get this right, I think, will win. The ones that don't are going to become invisible, and
So
not
stemming
in a
off of
good way.
that, zooming out a little bit more, when companies talk about digital transformation, which means a million different things, but when companies talk about it, where do mobile apps truly fit into a larger strategy?
Um, I think the mobile app is not, or till couple of years ago, it was just one milestone, something that should be there. I think mobile app is not just a future of digital transformation. It's the front door of it. Digital transformation is ultimately about how value is delivered to the customer, and mobile is where customers experience that transformation. If mobile experience is fragmented or doesn't exist, even the most, I don't know, modern backend that you have implemented in your digital transformation won't make a difference. I think, for a thinking organization, mobile shouldn't be treated as a channel. This should be treated as a core product with its own roadmap, KPIs, and a long-term investment model. Treating the mobile approach as such is usually the difference between we built an app and we transform the business with an app.
So we've talked a lot about kind of the basic necessities of where we've gone with mobile applications. But when we think about some of those top capabilities, right, that mobile apps have to deliver on to meet the rising customer expectations that you've talked about speed, personalization, and convenience, what are those capabilities that every company should be looking at in their mobile app?
There are three pillars for a mobile app. I think these are extracted from the requirements of our customers. One is performance, right? Performance, as I was saying, is non-negotiable. Speed is perception. Speed, performance is the same. Intelligence is also another one, and frictionless design. Intelligence means data-driven personalization, contextual content, relevant offers, predictive experiences. About design is anyway a thoughtful design focuses on simplicity, minimizing steps, using smart defaults screens, enabling biometrics, making payment effortless, as I was saying, as less interaction, but that generates the expected output is preferred for a mobile application. The bar in this industry is no longer set by the competitors, right? It's set by the best app in your customer's phone.
So many businesses are feeling overwhelmed in choosing between native apps, cross-platform apps, and then mobile web, right? When you're going about that decision, how should they decide what's right for their roadmap?
Well, technology in general should enable the strategy and not dictate it. This means that the customer should look what they want to achieve. If, for instance, and what is very important for them, if, for instance, it's important for them the experience, right, in the app, the performance, advanced device features, premium user effect, and so on the application, and are very critical, then they need to go with native, right? Native should win for sure. Another approach would be, I don't know, the second one related to time to market. If when you have a budget constraint, you need to go fast on the market. Definitely, a cross-platform is effective for this point of view. And then the life cycle strategy, as I said, a mobile application, you should monitor it continuously. You should invest in it continuously. So this life cycle strategy dictates if you want to go with these two or you stick to stay with mobile. The mistake is choosing the technology first, for sure. As I said, the right approach is defining business goals, user expectations, and whatever growth you see at horizon. Then you align this, and you make the right choice.
So, from your experience, then, what's the most common mistakes companies make when they're approaching mobile app development as part of their transformation journey?
I see 5 or more, but 5 the most recurrent ones, let's say. One is treating mobile application as one time of project instead of a product. A product is a living thing, right? I was saying earlier, you need to keep it alive and invest in it. The second one is I think it's underestimating post-launch investment, right? To analyze it, how many iterations you need to do more and optimization. I don't know if you see regarding this mistake. Companies that invest and treat their product, their mobile application as products, you will see that in your phone have a lot of you see a lot of updates, right? Every week, every couple of weeks, you have updates. It's not because there are bugs or something, right? It's because they are making it better. They are adding new things, right? Just to provide better experience. Another mistake is making the application for the internal stakeholders instead of real users, right? Having the market and the users dictate how your application should be. It's best, in my opinion. Then ignore the performance of the application. It's also something that it's a mistake very commonly done, because again, if you need to improve performance, you need to invest more, you need to investigate, and so on. I think another one will be to make an application that covers as many functionality or things from a desktop application, from what you experience on the desktop. You need to think mobile applications to be used, I don't know, easier in less steps and smoother. I think it's related to what I said earlier.
Yeah. So then, can you think of a specific story where a mobile app really truly changed the outcome of a company's digital transformation?
One of the examples, we work with a company that was treating the mobile application as a nice to have, right? Like a complementary channel. Something like, okay, as I was in the transformation, they should have that. So we built the app, we launched it in a given timeline, and the customer set some expectations for this channel in terms of revenue and some KPIs, whatever. And after the launch, something really interesting happened. The engagement data coming from the mobile show a totally different story than what customer was setting as KPI, and I think those KPIs were set based on the information they saw on the web, right? So on the mobile, numbers were, I think, more than double what they envisioned for a given time frame. So they changed the way they were looking at the mobile app. They I think they reshaped the entire service model. They paid a lot of more attention to this mobile app just by seeing the outcome of from launching it. They realized that the mobile app is not treated just like a simple channel, right? It became one of their primary revenue-driven and customer retention engine in the business.
It's fantastic. So my final question here, I'm going to ask you to pull out your crystal ball and play psychic here, right? Because I think predicting what the future is going to look like is always hard, especially in tech. But I think you have a unique vision on what mobile is going to look like within the next couple of years. So what do you think is going to surprise us most about the role that mobile will play in businesses over the next few years?
People will get surprised by the fact that mobile won't be like a support for the business, right? It will quietly become the business. We'll stop talking about mobile strategy because mobile will be embedded in everything, right? Identity, payments, customers, relationship, operations, AI interactions. So the real shift is this: mobile is becoming the primary interface between humans and digital systems. The phone is becoming less of a device, a physical device, and more of a remote control for practically everything, right? And for business, that means the companies that invest seriously in mobile capabilities, not only an app, right, but a mobile practice, are going to have a massive advantage in the future. That's a strategic position, not a technical one, of course.
Marius, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you too, Pat.
Thanks for listening to Let's Talk Business Transformation by OSF Digital. Follow us for more episodes and visit osf.digital to learn more.